Okay, so welcome to the unboxing of the singles collection from the Beatles, happily released this year in much anticipation. I am very excited about it. The outside of the package is a nice, pretty blue with the Apple logo on it, and we also have, as it shows here, there are in the singles collection. Features 22 singles issued between the UK. Let me read it again. Featuring the 22 singles issued in the UK between 1962 and 1970. Plus, an exclusive to this box is the double A-side of the 1990s release, Free as a Bird. It's mastered at Abbey Road Studios from mono and stereo tapes of the original single mixes. These discs are presented in replica first issue picture sleeves from around the world. A fully illustrated booklet includes extensive notes. The one thing that I hear about this being the double-sided Free as a Bird and Love is Real. What I remember is that the single that was released was doubles. The B-side was Babies in Black from Live at the Hollywood Bowl, and Christmas Time is Here Again was also on one of the discs, which is a full version of Christmas Time is Here Again, unlike that one which appears on the Beatles Christmas collection, as well as Ringo Starr covered it as well. Well, we're going to open it now. So I'm peeling back the protective and so lovely detached image there. Let's set that over here. And now let's see what we've got. It slides out from its protective cover. Awesome. That's pretty awesome. All right. So what shall we start with? At the top of the package, it starts with Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You. Looks like Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You have the same image on both sides. And as we open this, we get it on Tolly Records. Love Me Do by the Beatles. P.S. I Love You. White inner sleeve. Pristine black vinyl. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's slide that one back in and we'll hang it out here with the rest of the collection. Let's look at the second single in the package. Second single in the package. Okay. The second image in the package is the Beatles' Please Please Me, Ask Me Why. On Parlophone. And the image on the back side is actually a shout out to some other records on the same Parlophone release. Looks like this is an Italian. Yes, I see Italian. And it's showing some other releases here. And gives credit to John Lennon, harmonica. And Paul McCartney on bass. Basso, chitarra, chitarra, I guess it's pronounced. George Harrison on chitarra conduttrice. I am terrible at Italian. I'm not even going to try. And Ringo Starr at batteria. I love that. I love that. Twist and Shout and Misery is one of the records. P.S. I love you. I want to hold your hand. She loves you. Well, you can see the images right there of what we're talking about. So that is the second single in the release here on Parlophone, and another pristine piece of vinyl. Look, it's the spindle is the small spindle hole rather than the 45 spindle hole that we expect in America. That's nice. We'll set that next to that one. And let's see what the next single is here. From Me to You and Thank You Girl. Oh, I remember when I would watch the Beatles cartoon specials. I remember seeing them on the Ed Sullivan and picking up a ukulele. No, it wasn't a ukulele. It was a tennis racket and singing Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. And then when my sister, she bought me a kite that year for my birthday. It was for my birthday, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the reason, but she bought me a kite, and I came into the place singing Thank You Girl. I was just totally floored by what she gave me. So this is a Parlophone R5015, also giving some other toppers on the backside here with different artists here. Look, Rambling Rose, Nat King Cole, The Boys, The Shadows, Devil Woman, Marty Robbins, Lovesick Blues, Frank Ifield. Wonderful. Look, The Next Time, Cliff Richard, and Dance on the Shadows. So 10 topper from the single that is From Me to You and Thank You Girl. So let's pop this one out. It's a Parlophone label. From Me to You and Thank You Girl. Another beautiful piece of black vinyl with the small spindle hole. These are just preciously beautiful. I'm loving them. Loving them. Santa got me this for Christmas, and I'm very, very happy with Santa. Okay, and then what do we have next here? We have the Beatles are on Parlophone Records. John Lennon, Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney, and George Harrison. Lovely photographs there. Lovely photographs. Not quite in Ingrid. Beatle. Okay, look at this. This looks like a Greek release. Would you guess that to be true as well? Parlophone, Odeon, and I love this, Warner Brothers on here. So this is cool. Giving shout outs to other Beatles singles here. Please Please Me, From Me to You, She Loves You, I'll Get You, GMSP 44, Twist and Shout, Love Me Do, I Want to Hold Your Hand. That's nice. And let's take a look at the label inside there. It's the purple Parlophone with the small spindle. And we'll let it slide out of the packaging here. Where is, here, it's over here. Slide out the packaging. Come on. You want to come out. Beautiful black vinyl there. Beautiful. Awesome fun here. Looking at these Beatles singles, the box collection. We're now going to take a look at that's what I was thinking of. We all know Los Beatles. Yes, we know the Los Beatles. So this is double-sided on Odeon. I think it has Alta Fidelidad. That must mean high fidelity. And it's on a green Odeon cover with the small spindle hole. And again, beautiful black vinyl there. Let's set this one on this side for now so that we get the image on the dual side here. Okay, so let's open up The Beatles Can't Buy Me Love. By the way, what was the on this particular single? It just said Los Beatles. Los Beatles. When we look inside, I want to hold your hand. And this boy. I love This Boy. The band and I do This Boy in 3-part harmony. Fabulous. Well, so check out this one, and the graphic is kind of a Beatle haircut on it. It's on Parlophone. Can't Buy Me Love, and You Can't Do That. We know, have seen that picture many times before. Dual, front and back is the same. And let's take a look. We've got a green Parlophone 45, Can't Buy Me Love on one side, and You Can't Do That on the other with the single spindle, the small spindle, on beautiful black vinyl. That's awesome. I know I use that word a lot when I'm describing the Beatles, but they were completely awesome. You have to agree with that. So what have we got here? This is A Hard Day's Night. We can't tell exactly where that is, but I tell you what, I bet you the book describes it perfectly from what country each one of them is from. Maybe German? I don't know. I don't know. Let's look at this one. It's double-sided the same. Hard Day's Night and Things We Said Today on a black Parlophone label with black vinyl. Small spindle again. We know that's not going to stay up very well, is it? All right. Just so many singles to look at. This is so exciting. So many singles to look at. I Feel Fine and She's a Woman. I remember hearing that feedback for the first time on my father's hi-fi stereo. It was my brother's single, and I think it really looked like this particular single cover. This is a Scandinavian gramophone. I Feel Fine, She's a Woman. And we're listing another top 10. I Should Have Known Better by the Beatles. A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. Where Did I Love Go by the Supremes. I'm Into Something Good, Herman's Hermits. In the 12th and Never, Cliff Richard, which really he didn't happen in America much at all. We worked him when I was with EMI. We worked some Cliff Richard stuff. Went really well. Guy never aged either. He was like Dick Clark. 12th of Never, Cliff Richard. I'm Crying, The Animals. Don't Let Her Go Away by John Lydon. All right. Do-Wah Diddy Diddy, Manford Man. Everybody knows that one. And then we also have The Steeplers and Maybelline by Johnny Rivers. We're opening up the Beatles single collection, featuring the 22 singles issued in the UK between 1962 and 70, plus exclusive to the box set, a double A-side of the 1990 releases Free as a Bird and Real Love. And we are doing that. We have so far opened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 22 discs. And let's continue on with this. This is pretty exciting. So we're now on to Ticket to Ride. Yes, it is on Odeon DSOL 66.064. So it is a descriptive backside here, also listing other Odeon records, which include Misery, Anna, Go to Him. These look like some nice EPs here with 4 songs in each of them. Look at this: A Twist and Shout, Taste of Honey, Do You Want to Know a Secret, There's a Place. That's on one disc. And She Loves You, I'll Get You, From Me to You, Thank You Girl. That's on another disc. Hard Day's Night, If I Fell, I Should Have Known Better, Happy Just to Dance With You on another disc. This is historically cool. I'm loving what I'm seeing here on that. I hope you are too. Ticket to Ride. Yes, it is. I like Yes, It Is for the three-part harmonies again. And I also like the volume guitar that's on that, the volume controlled guitar, foot pedal. Help! From the film of the same name, and the backside down. My vocalist in the band does an incredible I'm down. You should hear that sometime. From the film of the same name. So it's double-sided the same. And look at this. All the police officers just crowding around the Beatles here. Now, are they supporting them? Are they guiding them? Are they arresting them? I'm not too sure, but that is a great photograph of the Beatles getting carried away by the police, the bobbies there. Oh, what does the inside sleeve look like? It's a black single spindle 45, small spindle on black vinyl. And let's continue. Les Beatles. Les Beatles. We can work it out. And Day Tripper. Look at the autographs on this one. I like that. That's pretty awesome. The autographs down here. Odeon. SO10133. The timing on the records are listed here as well. Day Tripper at 2.50, and also other Beatles singles listed on the back side of this as well, and the Beatles fan club for Paris. So this apparently is a Parisian release of the Beatles, and it's got an orange label. That's pretty cool looking, orange label. And as we look at the single itself, it should come out of that slide hole. All right. It's black. I like that. That's kind of Halloweeny there. Nice. Isn't this fun? I hope you're having fun. I am. I'm loving it. Just loving it. What a great gift that I got from Santa this year. Thank you, Santa. And now we've got the Beatles Paperback Writer and Rain. This particular photo shoot is one of my favorites. I think they also, in this photo shoot, held up Springs because it was a spring release at some point. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't this the Yesterday and Today cover that was the replacement for the Butcher cover? You tell me. You're a Beatle fan. So we've got Paperback Writer and Rain, which I think they're wonderful videos. And at that point, Paul McCartney had been in a motorcycle accident and knocked out his front tooth, and you can see it in the video, Rain. Oh, look, it's the swirl. It's the capital swirl, and this is on Odeon. So that's the capital swirl. You remember that one, don't you? That is awesome looking. Lennon McCartney signature. No, it's not signature, but credit on the vinyl itself. That is really awesome. Really super awesome. So we'll put that one over here. Let's reduce the pressure. We'll move some of these from back here over to here. Oh, look at all this black and orange. Who would have thought that was Beatle colors? Okay. Next. Oh, look at this one. This is the famous turnip top haircut that Harrison was sporting for the cover Beatles for Sale. And this is an EMI release here, Odeon Pops. Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby. It's called Los Beatles. DTO A8213. It looks like it's an Argentinian. I like Argentinian wine, by the way. Argentine Odeon Pops. Oh, I like the two colors on the label there. I guess because the Beatles were making enough money for someone, they could splurge for two colors on the label. That's lovely. That is absolutely lovely. All right, now this one is extremely exciting. This is the Beatles' Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane. Now, for Record Store Day in 2017, they released the single in a special version, and I was graced that as a gift as well. Love it. It's up on my dresser. As I get dressed every day, I look at that particular image, and I'm taken back to my days where, as the song Penny Lane talks about, the carefree days of the town of, well, Surrattsville, which was renamed as the name Clinton. But I'm back there wandering the streets of Clinton as a boy and 10 years old in 67. That's awesome. What does the picture what does the sleeve look like, or what does the label look like? It's a black Parlophone with a big 45 on it with a small spindle. Black vinyl. The Beatles sporting their new look there. I wonder if they were dressed by the Fool at that point in time. Let's see what's coming out next. All You Need Is Love, recorded during a live world television transmission, backed with Baby You're a Rich Man. This is obviously from that broadcast. I recognize the balloons. I recognize the logo on the jackets. Look at this. You can send away for Beatles medallions. That is awesome. I love that. Wow, that is total. Wow, I wonder if anyone has. Look at Paul. Look at Paul here. Isn't that something? Look at Paul there. Isn't that something? Look at the likenesses of these. They're kind of, the likenesses of George Washington, and Jefferson. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look now. I remember my brother, God rest his soul, told me about the significance of the satellite hookups. That for the first time, our world was connected by satellites. So simultaneously, we could broadcast something from Europe and see it in America and Argentina and Australia. It was an amazing thing, and all of the countries were kind of like Live Aid, if you remember. All the countries got to contribute their best. Well, in this particular broadcast of Our World, there were different genres, different acts. There were different reasons and put up in front of the camera. But Great Britain, the UK, Great Britain decided England's best were the Beatles. And so they placed the Beatles on that show, that amazing show. Broadcast live. I remember watching it just as much as I remember watching them on Ed Sullivan. That moment etched in my psyche. Of course, I saw it in black and white on my TV back in Clinton, Maryland. We'll set that one aside there. I'm having a great time opening this gift. I hope that you are enjoying the sharing with me these amazing, amazing trinkets of joy. Hello, adios. Hello, goodbye. Yo soy la moza. I gotta tell you, I cannot speak a second language, but this one is a joy. Look at that. It is on Capitol, 6275 is, and this one is from another place in around the world. We'll look that up in the book in just a moment, but it's kind of fun just looking at these things without truly knowing and taking a guess, and it shows you my ignorance as well as my joy. So that's okay. This is Hello, Goodbye, and I Am a Walrus. I remember CBS watching the football game, and they advertised that the Beatles would have their new film for Hello, It's Goodbye on the Ed Sullivan Show that night to tune in, and I remember well that one. Okay, so we're on the Capitol spiral. I'm not sure which one is the appropriate name for that. Some of you who are audiophiles, record files, vinyl files, you know what that label means. I worked for the label and I've forgotten, because I know you have the Capitol green label, the purple label, the swirl label, and you also have the spiral label. I guess this one is. I've got many different Beatle versions in all those different labels. So, Hello, Goodbye. Awesome. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, this is a bifold. Ooh, Lady Madonna and the Inner Light. Ooh, I remember Lady Madonna, but I never heard in the Inner Light until one of those compilation discs came out to play it. Look at that. It's in Japanese. Oh, and the lyrics are in here. Oh, Shades of the White Album. So you've got this elaborate gatefold with the lyrics inside, and the back. And we all recognize that image. That image is used in the Strawberry Fields. Lady Madonna and the Inner Light. Okay, things got very real now. The revolution has started, backed with Hey Jude. Wait a minute. Hey Jude was the A side, wasn't it? What is this? This is an EMI Parlophone. It's Revolution backed with Hey Jude. Revolution backed with Hey Jude. Wow, that's a treat. That's definitely a treat. Would you agree? What does this look like? The black Parlophone 45. What is the time on? Does the time given on the record? Oh, I spit on it. The time is not listed on the record, but we all know it was over 7 minutes long, enabling many a DJ the ability to go take a pee. Have a 7-minute cigarette, they last longer. Ooh, get back. Don't let me down. Now, my brother and I, we went out and we bought this one. We pooled our money together. And cover looks pretty similar. And I put the tone arm up so that it would replay on Don't Let Me Down. I'd never heard bass like that before in my life. I hadn't really heard bass. It's probably what inspired me most about being a bass player is this particular song, Don't Let Me Down. So I left the tone the arm, the spindle arm up and on replay, and it kept replaying and replaying and replaying and replaying. And my brother said, "If you don't stop that, I'm going to break that record." Well, I did stop it. Look, it's our first Apple. Get back. And there's the Apple Core. Don't Let Me Down. I always thought that was the awesomeness stuff. And when Let It Be came out with a red label, I was just floored with that. I know that you all have your own special memories when you look at these singles, and you know you've got the primacy of when you first heard it, that you really can't shake it. Just can't shake it. And I remember the 50 years ago when it was the Beatles' Abbey Road that was released, and I was I was just a boy at 12, just into girls for the first time. Well, not true, but having a steady girlfriend at that point in time was reality for me, and listening to Abbey Road in the presence of that special someone. That's a coming of age album for me, and I just love that record. I also had an amazing snowstorm that year. All right, so here is the Ballad of John and Yoko. It was the first time Yoko appeared on the single sleeve, which a lot of controversy was affected about that, but it was about John and Yoko. And I mean, Paul was okay with it. That's what he decided to do on that particular one. So here it is, the backside on this, Ballad of John and Yoko and Old Brown Shoe. The band does Old Brown Shoe. I love it. I think it's a great piece from George. Love that one. And we got the two-color Parlophone with black vinyl. I think all of these are black vinyl. I mean, I'm just checking just to be sure, but there we go. The Ballad of John and Yoko. This takes me back to all the, WPGC was my radio station. You probably listened to WLS or something like that. And they had a radio-friendly version of the Ballad of John and Yoko where Christ was not mentioned. And so that's really an interesting thing to hear that today, is where it's like nothing is said. It's not even a bleep. It's just edited out. I'd love to hear that again someday. The edited out version of John and Yoko, Ballad of. So we listened to that. It was happening in my school companions. We had a teen club. They would perform that one. I neglected to say that Get Back, this one, was the first one that Jeff Avery and myself and my brother Greg, we did as a trio. Greg played a little snare drum, and I played rhythm guitar, and Jeff played lead, and we did Get Back together. And our first reunion in years, Jeff and I, about 3 years ago, performing down in Columbia Beach, something beach down in Maryland. We got to do it together. All right, well, here's Something and Come Together on Apple Records. Oh, check that out. All right, so the Abbey Road kind of like starts and it finishes over here. And if you don't recognize it, it's an actual reverse from the cover itself. It's George and the Volkswagen are on the right, moving left. That's pretty cool. So Come Together was written originally for Timothy Leary to run for president, but never given to him. And John borrowed Here Come O Flat Top from a Chuck Berry song, Groovin' Up Slowly, and when sued for it, he made an arrangement that he would do a whole album of that publisher's material as a settlement on the case. And that's how the rock and roll album came to be. Pretty awesome. This is exciting, exciting. Well, we've run through quite a few singles now, and we are coming up on the final one for 1970. We're coming up on the 50th anniversary here in 2020, the 50th anniversary of the Beatles' Let It Be. And the film has been turned over to Peter Jackson. I think that's the name of it. The guy who did all of that fantastic work with the World War II, World War One reconditioning of that film, and also, isn't he the one that has done the Lord of the Ring trilogy? But he's got about 5 hours worth of film that he is editing down to give us a new version of Let It Be this year. And I'm looking forward to that release, as well as I'm trying to get the band to do a whole album of Let It Be, naked, actually. I think I like the way Paul intended it to be, actually. Although we may have some very strong feelings that differ on this, I like this. If this also includes Don't Let Me Down, which I think is a very, very cool. The fact that Don't Let Me Down is added into that one. So I'm looking forward to the band doing that. This is the Beatles' Let It Be on Apple Records. And it's on a green one. It's on a green one. That is a disappointment. I'm totally expecting it to be on the ripe red one. But it is on green. Still has the Apple core in the back, and You Know My Name. Look up the number. My brother and I, we'd have the same lunch together in middle school, and Greg and I would get our quarters in, and we would punch into the jukebox, You Know My Name, look up the number, and play it like 3 times in sequence. That drove our schoolmates crazy. Well, those are the 22 originals. Let us take stock right now to remind ourselves that in, 95, when the Beatles, surviving Beatles, got together to do the anthology and release a John Lennon song, they came up with Free as a Bird and Real Love. Real Love was backed with Babies in Black, and this was backed with Christmas Time is Here Again. That was melancholy, but I remember sitting there watching that program, videotaping it, still have the videotapes on VHS, watching the countdown to the next, the first Beatle record in, what was it, 25 years? And here it was, Free as a Bird and Real Love. Magic moments. Well, there you have the 23 discs in the Beatles collection, singles collection box set. And now we have a booklet that'll walk us through all the 22. I won't read the whole thing to you, but it will be a pleasure to check out the book and read about the origins of what they've included in here. Cool photographs in here. Abbey Road Studios there. Oh yeah, there's the David Frost Hey Jude. Love the fact, I always thought that was just a lucky set of audience members, But actually that was, they were cast for the video. Okay, so the singles that we have looked at here today: Love Me Do, Tolly Records, and then we had Please Please Me from Italy. From Me to You and Thank You Girl was from Norway. She Loves You, I'll Get You, that's from Greece. I Want to Hold Your Hand and This Boy was from Chile. Can't Buy Me Love, You Can't Do That was from Austria. Hard Day's Night and Things We Said Today was from the Netherlands. I Feel Fine, She's a Woman from Sweden. Ticket to Ride and Yes It Is was from Spain. And then we had Help and I'm Down from Belgium. We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper was from France. And Paperback Writer and Rain was from Turkey. Eleanor Rigby and Yellow Submarine were from Argentina. Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane was from Australia. All You Need Is Love, Baby You're a Rich Man was West Germany. Hello Goodbye, I Am the Walrus was from Mexico. Lady Madonna and the Inner Light was from Japan. Hey Jude and Revolution came from South Africa. Get Back and Don't Let Me Down was from Denmark. The Ballad of John and Yoko, Old Brown Shoe was from Portugal. Something Come Together is from Israel. Let It Be and You Know My Name was from the UK. Free as a Bird and Real Love is A-sides of a worldwide release on Apple Records. Well, there you have it. The Beatles single collection. Very, very happy to share that with you today as I slide this all back in. I want to wish you a very good new year, or whenever you happen to come across this unboxing, that you know that somebody out there loves you just because you are you. And let us not forget, the language of love is more powerful than the language of hate and division. Love and unity. Love is all you need. When it all comes down to it, the Beatles can say that their final message to the world was, and the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. So, everyone, let's get out there and live that philosophy. Love. Used to think making love was all about, well, you know what I thought about it. I was a young boy when I heard that phrase. But the reality is, making love is changing the world. Thank you for your time today. I love and I bless you.